Well, good afternoon. I want to say welcome. Day's Thursday, of course, and I'm just going to have a little bit of chat a minute, tell you about what happened to me yesterday. No doubt, I mean, I know there are some people that have already seen it, heard about it, and one thing or another, but yesterday was the 15th. I got awarded, and I want to say thank you to all those that have supported me, and to get such as 3 Awen medals from the Gorseth Kerno 2020 Awards is absolutely fabulous. I feel humbled, really, but also feel excited because I had one for poetry, and then the second one I had for the stories I tell. And these are all in, as we know, Cornish dialect, not the Cornish language, but the Cornish dialect, which is it's important to all of us that live in this wonderful, wonderful nation of Cornwall. It's fantastic. And we live in a wonderful part of the world. And my third one that I got was for, they're saying for my community work. We like to support anybody and everybody. And with my community work in Hale, of course, I work in the Heritage Centre, president of ALO Cornwall. But and of course, it's all for my talks and my tours, and then all in the surrounding area. But Ale is unique, as we know, because when we just think of it, it's just a little town, but we are growing, and it's important we grow with it. And let's look at all the benefits that will come out of this in the end. But remember the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, Hale was in the forefront. You imagine all the you got Richard Trevithick, Isambard Kingdom Brunel. There was loads and loads of famous people, inventors, all, and the mines. We got and the port of Hale was so important to everything. The harbours of Hale were produced over 75% of the world's pumps at that time. And of course, we got don't forget the Cornish Copper Company. What was in Copperhouse, fantastic. And we look at the First World War. We got the electric works that was there then, the electric works, with the armaments with JNF pools, the dynamite works up the top. All these we contributed such a vast amount in the First World War, and again, come the Second World War, we had the electric works again, but we had the ICI works, we had the SO works. So JNF pools again, making all the munitions for support us in the Second World War. So we live in a great town, great history, and I'm proud to be part of it. Now, these here, I'll show you this little picture. You might be sick and tired of it after there to expect, but there we are. That was getting my awards. Of course, with the COVID, we couldn't have an award ceremony. I'm trying to put all these bit neat and tidy for you people out there. I'm getting right minute. You know what it's like, don't you? We clumsy men. Here they are here, look, if you can see them. There's 3 of them there. 1, 2, and 3. Now these are called the Awen medals. And Awen is Celtic for inspiration. And the symbols that you see here somewhere, the symbols that you see there are for wisdom, truth, and love. Very important in what's happening now. And what am I going to say? I'll say something else. Volunteering. Well, I do think that there's thousands of people, even in this area, they do a lot more than what I do. And I really, I accepted these awards for all the volunteers in Hale, for Hale itself. And I just feel that with all this difficult times, I hope that my little stories, my little pictures and my poems and all have given everybody a little bit of inspiration, but also, even if it made you laugh, I don't mind, as long as that everybody's happy with it. But I just want to say thank you, and I mean it. Thank you again. And I feel that I've received these honours for Hale itself, for the town itself. So I'm privileged and honoured to be part of Hale, and as my family. For those that don't know, well, we're called Smitheram, but we're 10 boys and 3 girls, so we're quite a small family, really. But there we are. Now, there's enough of that bit chitter chatter. I just thought I'll share it out with everybody. All right. Now, I'm going to do one little story today. Liz Arman. Me and Alfred decided that we would have a bit of outing this fine weather and have a trip down St Ives. We planned that we would go down on the train, because that's a lovely little ride, and have some dinner in Colonel's Cafe and have Art's ice cream afterwards, then catch the bus home. The ride down to St Ives in the train was beautiful. And as we rode into St Ives was looking a picture. I said to Alfred, I'd really fancy a crab sandwich for my dinner. We haven't had a bit of crab for ages. St Ives was lovely. Well, it always is, isn't it? But it was teeming with people. We didn't know where they could have all come from. They were like millions everywhere. Then we looked for Colonel's Cafe and couldn't find them. The street was full of surf shops, whatever they are, gift shops, food shops, pasty shops, craft shops, but no Colonel's. Oh, this is a borough life, boy, I said to Alfred. We'll have to look down the front, says he. We'll have to find somewhere soon, Sarah Ann, 'cause my innards are clomin'. Alfred is always thinking about his stomach, but when we'd had a look at how much a crab sandwich would cost, we were frightened to death. Do you know, they was asking as much for a crab sandwich as Alfred used to get doing a week's work. We aren't paying that, I said. We'll find Arts and have a ice cream. That'll push us on a bit, and then we'll have a bit walk round and find a seat, 'cause my feet are killing me. Well, all the seats were full with people clunking past us for dear life. That's before the seagulls could take them out of their hands, suppose. And what's more, there wasn't no Arts ice cream. That had gone too. What is we going to do, Sarah Ann asked Alfred. I'm getting leery for want of food. This is what we'll do, I answered, and I dug in my bag and found a bar of chocolate. No good going anywhere with Alfred without a bit of something in my bag for a standby for him. Clunk that, then we will go and catch a bus home again. When we get to Newland, we'll go up the combe to Harvey's and get a bit of crab and make our own crab sandwiches. So that's what we done. Our stomachs were barely grumbling by the time we got home, and a dish of tea went down some rich. As he watched me making the sandwiches, Alfred started laughing and said to me, do you remember the crab that we had to boil when we lived out long when we were first married? I shall never forget that, boy, I said. Well, what happened was, Alfred had been given this lovely get crab when he was down along, brought home to cook. We put the water on the slab to boil. We only had a slab in these days. And when it was boiling, Alfred dropped it in. Now, I know that Alfred always was a bit of a tender-hearted beauty, and I wasn't surprised when he said to me, Sarah Ann, I don't think I can stay here while that's cooking. Shall we go down upon the cliff for a bit of fresh air for 20 minutes or so? While we were down the cliff, his cousin Tommy come along. What's up, he asked, out here this time of day? So we told now we didn't want to stay into art to the death rattles of the crab boiling. He offered then to go in when we passed the house to make sure the water in the pan wasn't boiling over. When we got home to take the crab up, we found something had happened to the crab. It had disappeared. Back and forth, we pulled the ladle in the water, but no crab. That nibber, that's that Tommy playing tricks, said Alfred. Suppose he'd think that's funny. He've took as a joke. But if he don't bring him back, Mara, I shall give him joke sure enough. Well, we didn't see sight nor sign of Tommy next day, and come tea time, I went to the cupboard under the stairs to get some coal to make up the fire in the slab. Our house was so small that was the only place that we had to keep cool, and as I pushed the shovel in, I heard this screeching sound. I tell ye, I was up on the kitchen table faster than a goal can. Well, you know what I mean. I moved quick. I yelled for Alfred. Alfred, come here at once. We got rats and mice in the cupboard, and I'm afraid of my life of them. Like a hero, Alfred grabbed the shovel and poker and looked inside. You be careful, I called. Rats can be ferocious creatures if they are attacked. Then Alfred started to back out from under the stairs. Here's your ferocious creature, Sarah Ann, he said, and there on the shovel was the crab, still alive. That the crab had crawled out of the boiling water over the hot slab and found his way to the cupboard and got on top of the coal. Poor thing, said Alfred. I haven't got the heart to boil again, Sarah Ann, have you? No, I shook my head. No, Alfred. Shall we give him another chance and put him back? We went straight away and got a pail and took the crab down Sandy Cove and dropped him in the sea. Mind you, that hadn't put me off eating crab. We barely enjoyed our crab sandwiches after our trip to St Ives. We couldn't have Art's ice cream, so we made do with a slice of thunder and lightning. Perhaps we'll go down St. Ives again in the winter. Thank you very much.